Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, now with more gut and less feld. Here's what's coming up. Trump flumps, Hillary gets pilloried, and Ted's nose becomes a noose. Tonight, doesn't anybody realize the Wisconsin primaries on Tuesday? It's called the hug chair. Furniture that helps you feel safe and warm. It'll protect you from scary things like political ads written in chalk. And should white people be banned from wearing dreadlocks? The lady in this video, she thinks so. But who are we to judge? Dreads? I've missed you, America. Let's get started. I've got a horrible rash and it's spreading. That's clearly the best-looking audience in the history of television, and I include Huckabees. Let's welcome tonight's guest, shall we? If he were a state, he'd have 90 delegates. He's that huge. It's TNA wrestler Tyrus. Yeah, look at that. She's so bright, children use her to burn wings off flies. It's Democratic pollster and strategist Jessica Tarlov. He's as sensitive as a paper cut on a hangnail. It's male feminist and stay-at-home blogger Miles McInnes. He's also the brother of Gavin, who's a jerk. She's like a clothesline in a storm, 3 sheets to the wind. Joanne Nosuchinsky. And finally, in school, they called her Four Eyes because she looked like a potato. It's National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. But first, all right, enough with the clapping. With the Wisconsin primary just days away, voters continue to discuss the candidates in a civil, thoughtful manner.
You fat I just gave you what you wanted. I just gave you all what you wanted. It's a circus, everybody. Look. Look.
Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey.
I did that on purpose. It's all a show here.
That sound on his head, that was on purpose. He's like a traveling gymnast. Can we see that face plant again?
Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey.
What's great about this is he cut out the middleman. Instead of waiting for a Trump supporter to hit him in the face, he did it himself. That's initiative. And what about his majestic exit after sticking the landing with his face?
I did that on purpose. It's all a show here.
That walk. You know he went straight to the ER. His brain is screaming, you idiot, you're 40. And you know when he got there, the nurses were prepped. Got another Trump protester face plant. Won't these fools ever learn you gotta be in shape to do this? God, I love it.
You fat I just gave you what you wanted. I just gave you all what you wanted. It's a circus, everybody. Look. Look.
Look at the monkey. Look at the monkey.
I did that on purpose. It's all a show here.
So you know this. In 10 years, his story will change. He'll say, I was there, man, on the front lines against Trump. There were like 50 of them. They were all yelling the N-word. I took down 7, but 1 got to me. That's why I have this scar that looks like a cigarette butt on my face. But Hippie Patchouli is right. He says it's all a show, and last week felt like a crazy sitcom full of pratfalls and blunders, starring everyone's favorite wacky candidate who gets himself into all sorts of mischief. So on the last episode of That's My Trump, moisture hydrant Chris Matthews peppered our hero.
Should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
Look.
And this is not something you can dodge. If you say abortion is a crime or abortion is murder, you have to deal with it under the law. Should abortion be punished?
Well, people in certain parts of the Republican Party and conservative Republicans would say yes, they should be punished.
How about you?
I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on.
Oh, please don't make it any worse.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman.
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Yeah, he made it worse. All right, maybe he should just move on to foreign policy. Like, you know, making America great again. People love that stuff.
The problem is, you know, we have the Geneva Convention. We have all sorts of rules and regulations. Our soldiers are afraid to fight.
Now, I get it. I get it. I hate regulations, too. And the scum like ISIS who we're fighting right now, they don't even know what a rule is. But can't you please phrase it a little better? Well, at least he wasn't asked if he'd nuke Europe.
How about Europe? We won't use it in Europe.
I'm not going to take it off the table.
You might use it in Europe?
No, I don't think so. But I'm not
just say it. I'll never use a nuclear weapon in Europe.
I am not taking cards off the table.
So once again, what does this say about our Donald? That this is all being done on the fly with a staff as raw as a vegan's diet, which is what we always knew. He never expected this to happen. Trump's like that high school senior who, as a joke, asks some famous hot celebrity to the prom, and she said yes. And now it's like, what do I do next? I don't even have a car, a tuxedo, a job. That's Trump right now. This was just a lark. And now it's a sitcom with that always annoying neighbor.
Will you act on your word to invest fossil fuel money in the future in your campaign? Yes.
I do not. I have money for people who work for fossil fuel companies. I am so sick. I am so sick of the Sanders campaign lying about me. I'm sick of it.
I can't decide whether she's a hyped-up Mrs. Roper or a slimmed-down Newman. Either way, that is Trump's ace in the hole. That no matter how bad you think he might be, consider that alternative. And that's this week's edition of
That's My Trump.
All right. Tyrus, you're an athlete, or were an athlete, or it looks like you ate 4 athletes.
So which one is it?
I don't know. It's the last one.
Because I'm about to protest you, which means I'm going to hit you.
I know you're going to hit me. Protester, what's the lesson there?
First of all, for anyone who's ever rode a bike fast when you were 8 and fell in front of your friends, that's what that was. He backed himself in a corner, and he just was, if he just had one more sentence. Want me to do a backflip? I do nothing for your pleasure, Trump, and walked off.
Yeah.
Same effect,
Yeah.
without the tears. And his friend, what's wrong? Nothing. I'm just really passionate. I'm okay. You know, and he went in his car and sat for a while and just was crying and smelling acorns because the bone was sticking out of his shoulder. Like, he had it bad, but his pride wouldn't allow him.
Yeah, no.
As an athlete, adrenaline's everything. You get smacked in the head, you don't feel it till the next day, and that's probably what he's feeling it now.
Now, you are a Trump fan, judging by your shirt.
Trying to be.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. He demands a lot from you, doesn't he?
Donald, just do this. Whenever they ask you a question, just say, that's a great question. I got a guy for that. I'm going to hire out and outsource.
Unfortunately, the guy is almost always Gary Busey. Anyway, Jessica, thanks for being on the show again. Okay, you can pick from 3 things: the protester, Hillary's performance, which is scary, or Trump's future. Go for it.
Well, I'm going to go with Hillary because I need to defend her because I don't think anyone else here is going to be doing that.
Yeah.
I think you all say I don't want her, you know, she's no personality. That was personality.
Yeah,
that was something. It wasn't too loud, wasn't too quiet. It was just the perfect amount of yelling. And, you know, the Sanders campaign, they tell some lies about her.
Yeah.
So I think it was great.
And, you know, Bill
And
Clinton.
the fight song in the background was the best part.
Yeah, it was great.
Definitely.
It was definitely like a scene from, like, Mean Girls. But the best part is, like, you know that Bill Clinton's like, listening and going, I've heard that before. right before the lamp comes. It's true. We know that story. Okay, Miles, you're a protester. You've been on the front. Occupy Wall Street.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Do you remember it?
Of course I remember. What are you implying, that we were all stoned? That was Woodstock. That was the hippies.
What did you make of that poor protester?
I don't understand what everyone is freaking out about. He was clearly playing a character. He was lampooning Trump, and I think that playing a character is a great way to convey a message. It's a great way to mock someone. And
really?
He was mocking Trump, and he did it beautifully. By the way, you guys keep talking about what happened after. You weren't there. He did a joke backflip and then said, I did that on purpose.
Yes.
It's a character, people. Wake up.
All right. Thoughts on Hillary?
She's not left-wing enough for me. I'm a Bernie guy, but I like that. It showed some sass. And you know what she was doing there? She was like a mother bear guarding her young and going, rah, get back. And that's what she's doing with America. We're her young, and that's why we need a woman president. Because they're good at guarding what is sacred to them.
Like fossil fuels are the babies there that she's holding on to?
Analogies get tricky sometimes.
Oh, gosh. All right, Joe. How do you feel about this week so far and next week? What are your thoughts?
I try not to think. I try to watch a lot of movies, and I recently watched, for the first time, My Cousin Vinny.
Yes.
And it made me realize, speaking of analogies, that Donald Trump is Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny.
Right.
He's new in town. He's the outsider. He has a new style. He's a whole lot of talk.
Yes.
America is Ralph Macchio. And Trump has promised to clean up our mess, and we're just waiting for him to deliver.
Right.
And female voters are Marissa Tomei. It's a love-hate relationship, and at some point we're going to have to put our foot down in order for him to deliver. And hopefully Trump will actually look at Joe Pesci and be like, I should do that. I should study.
Yes.
I should really commit to the part, and maybe we'll win.
He won't. Just to put that out there. He doesn't look at anybody and says, I should do that. He looks in the mirror and he goes, I am that. Kat, did the Trump train finally get off the track, or is this one of those little bumps that he gets over and keeps going?
I think this is the exact same as it's been for the entire time. This is why people like Trump. Rough and tough Trump saying, you know, everyone's all PC, and it's not PC to say it's okay to, you know, torture people and chop off their heads, but not Trump. And everyone says, yeah, you know, people are just trying to get him to say wacky stuff. People say that they should try to get him to you know, give specific policy answers, but he doesn't have those.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's why we love him.
For an interesting interview, you know, maybe he'll nuke Europe. Maybe he's going to say we should chop off some heads. That's good television.
Yeah, and by the way, Europe overrated. Let's face it. All right, what's not overrated is this new ad. It was by a super PAC for Kasich, not sure. Kind of gave us all nightmares. It's about Ted Cruz.
Many just call him Lion Ted. Lied about Ben Carson to steal a win in Iowa. Lies about being the best for the GOP when polls show he can't even beat Hillary Clinton. His TV ad about John Kasich? Lie. Stations had to pull it off the air. If Ted Cruz's mouth is moving, he's lying.
New Day Independent Media Committee, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That, to me, it looks like a phallic Play-Doh machine. You know, it's a noose made of Jimmy Dean sausage. What do you think, Tyrus?
First, everybody's on Donald. How in the blue hell did Cruz get this far? Like, nobody likes him.
It's true.
His college buddies didn't like him. His daughter doesn't like him. Like, nobody likes him. And the reason why the other politicians are mad about the lying thing, because they lie too.
Yeah.
So they don't want to, you know, Cruz is going to come out and be like, but I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is lying. And then Donald Trump's like, see, I don't lie. So then he wins. But keep running that, because it's creepy.
Yeah.
I just don't know how Cruz is where he's at.
I don't know if I'm disgusted or aroused.
I would have went a different way with that. But...
Miles, you look...
I'm disgusted.
Are you disgusted by what?
It's an appropriation of the Burundi woman in Africa who, as they gain more statues, they get more rings on their neck.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying, Miles.
Burundi.
I know. I've seen the documentaries. Okay. Coming up, a story so fantastic I might just keep it to myself. But first, campus crybabies. Will they ever toughen up? Not if I can help it. Otherwise, I'd have nothing ever to write about. I can always count on you, campus crybabies. You know what this is? It looks like something Michael Moore might vomit after a night of binging Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, God.
But it's a sofa that hugs you. It's from South Korea, but it's really meant for American students who seem to need a safe space from everything. Just this week, wussy students became unhinged after coming across Trump 2016 written in chalk on their campus. KU students later compared such messages to the Confederate flag, which may be a compliment. Meanwhile, the University of North Carolina held a cultural competency workshop, otherwise known as HELL, Asking the brats to examine white privilege. One symptom, being able to use flesh-colored Band-Aids that match your skin. Yeah, Band-Aids are racist because they're beige. I guess arm casts are worse than Hitler. Now, the word of the day is accommodation. We must accommodate instead of help losers. Cowardice trumps moral character as we've lost the will to condemn any idiocy, which brings me back to the sofa that hugs you. If anything, we need the opposite. Well, maybe not that far, but I'm thinking of a whole line of campus furniture. Instead of a sofa that hugs you, why not one that electrifies you whenever you Google your name? Or a futon that once you lie on it, it says, if you worked harder, you'd have a real bed like normal people. Or, yeah, I had a futon. I left it on the street. Last, what about a chair that punches you in the face every time you quote Sarah Silverman? Perhaps if people can't be honest with each other, inanimate objects could do it instead. This guy just made a robot that looks like Scarlett Johansson.
Marlon, what do you think in future?
I think robotics is a new manufacturing. And it can help people to do some high-risk work and go to top of the mountain and deep ocean to realize our world adventure.
That's not creepy at all. But maybe after we humans have abdicated our moral responsibilities, then robots can do it for us. Among other things. She is cute after all.
Period.
It's a cheap date. She doesn't eat. Miles,
yes?
How do you feel about this Band-Aid privilege?
Well, it's a wake-up call, I think, to white males who've just been strolling through life throwing Band-Aids all over their body. There's people that are mocha-colored. There's people that are Frappuccino-colored. There's people who are bowling ball-colored.
Yes.
They don't have any Band-Aids.
That's not true. They do have Band-Aids.
Okay, well, they're probably hard to get. I think you're talking about Eben-Aids or something.
Yeah, Eben-Aids.
Exactly what they're called.
Yes.
You have to go get those online and stuff. So you cut yourself, then you get on the internet and order Eben-Aids. By the time they show up, it's a big cesarean scar on your hand.
Wow. Yes, exactly that. Tyrus, you're covered with tattoos. Should we have Band-Aids that look like tattoos?
I don't give a damn what the Band-Aid looks like as long as it stops the bleeding. That's the point. You don't, oh, it's fashionably off my Band-Aid. My Band-Aid's usually Iron Man or a cartoon character, whatever's in the house. So I don't care. Horses, little unicorns, I don't give a damn as long as it stops the bleeding.
I like a Band-Aid that looks like an open wound.
My first choice?
Yes.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, man, I got the white guy Band-Aid on me again.
That's
My
white
boys
guy.
gonna make fun of me at the
They should
park.
call them white guy Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Jessica, you are a very tall woman. I just thought I'd point that out and move on. No. Couldn't I easily say that you're guilty of tall privilege?
Yes, but it's not my fault. Obviously, like white privilege, I mean, you're just born into it, right? This is my dad's fault, 6'4", it just happened.
Yes.
But yeah, it's on the Band-Aid front. What you said was totally ridiculous, and I don't really understand it. I have Hello Kitty Band-Aids.
Yeah.
And I just want to say on behalf of the sane left that this kind of stuff brings us great shame.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
We on both sides have something that brings us great shame.
Yours is louder and might be president, though.
Oh, nicely done. Kat, what is wrong with just an open wound? Is it a Band-Aid wound shaming?
I don't want a hug chair, Greg. Okay, you know, I've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But if you ever hear me talking like emotionally about any of my furniture, like buy me one that kills me.
You want one of those Kevorkian vans?
Not yet. I'm not 30 yet.
Yeah, and by the way, he's dead, so there you go. All right, Joanne, what do you make of all this?
Oh, Greg, you can find offensive stuff everywhere. I mean, I learned this the hard way this week. Take a look.
Joanne, what are you doing?
I'm drawing hopscotch.
Hopscotch is so offensive. It's ableist.
What?
Able-bodied people are the only people that can hopscotch.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
But you didn't think about how many things in this city are offensive, have you?
I haven't.
Come on, I'll show you.
All right.
Privilege.
Oh, the Yankees. Let's go, Yankees.
Did you really just shout out a Civil War rally cry, Joanne?
No.
Do you understand how tiring that could be for some people?
So I should root for the
died.
Mets.
Oh, geez, yeah. Men's Warehouse.
Okay,
Say that?
what's wrong with Men's Warehouse?
Men's Warehouse not identifies as Men's Warehouse. Pretty cis-normative.
Oh, cis-normative. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you can find nothing wrong with pretzels.
You know who eats pretzels?
Who?
German people. You know who was German? Hitler.
Oh, gosh.
You like Hitler?
Oh, I like pretzels more. Okay, please do not ruin happy hour for me.
Do you know who's not having a happy hour? Victims of human trafficking.
Okay, I really think I'm getting the hang of this.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I can find that's really offensive. Oh, okay. This place. Xenophobic.
Right,
obviously.
right.
And what's with segregating American girls from other girls around the world?
Why can't all the girls go to the place?
Exactly.
It's 2016.
All right. The misogyny is so in my face, I'm nauseous.
I'm not even. I thought this was a family city.
Right? Should we move?
Hey, Kat, Joanne, have a nice day.
What the did you just say to me? Did you just tell me to have a nice day? That's bull. Okay, no. You want to mansplain to me how to have a nice day, how to live my life? You with your white privilege, you would never understand what it's like to be me in this world and having a very nice day. Oh, no. You and your barber shopping. You probably pay your taxes on time. It's just completely awful. I mean, as a woman, I cannot believe that you would just let your privilege just like suffocate me. I'm suffocating. I'm suffocating, Kat. I'm suffocating. It's too much. I need space. I need space, but I need you here. No, come here. I need.
Well done. I particularly enjoyed the dating game music. Oh yeah, it was nice.
Dating is also offensive.
It is.
Yes.
Dates.
Don't do it.
Why do you have to put numbers on things? All right, that was beautiful. Coming up, a story so disgusting I might have to see a doctor to have it lanced. Dreadlocks, are they something white unemployed fans of Fish embrace, or are they tools of racist bigots? Why can't they be both? Yet another campus drama next. White people and dreadlocks. Two things that go together like sand and toothpaste. This week, a video was posted to YouTube that caused an outrage. The first time that's ever happened. Taken at San Francisco State, a university, it shows a black woman appearing to harass a white male student because he has dreads. Take a look.
You're saying that I can't have a hairstyle because of your culture? Why?
Because it's my culture. Do you know what box means?
Do you know it was in Egyptian culture? Are you Egyptian? Nah, bro, you're not.
Are you Egyptian?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Wait, where's Egypt? Tell me.
You know what, girl?
Where's Egypt?
Dude, girl, you have no right to tell me what I can wear. Huh?
Where's Egypt?
Yo, girl, stop touching me right now.
Yo, girl, stop touching me right now. Come back.
Get off of me.
Come back.
I don't need your disrespect. I don't need your disrespect.
Why are you filming this?
Just for everyone's safety.
The white student, Corey Goldstein, obviously Jamaican, filed a police report after the confrontation, but says he's not looking to press charges. Convenient. The university's investigating, but some believe the video could have been a setup, which brings us to this week's edition of Is This Real? Woman in the video does work in film, at least allegedly. ABC 7 identified her as a cinematographer who directed a short film called The Things We Carry about the struggles of growing up black and female in America. I was in that. Others, critics point out also that the student's reaction seems very rehearsed. So which is it? Another incident of identity politics dividing our country, or proof that we are a bunch of gullible sheep constantly looking for a fight? Either way, I think we can all agree that both sides in this conflict suck harder than a Dyson bagless vacuum. I don't care. All right, okay, Miles, 2 questions. Have you ever had dreadlocks? Do you think this is real?
I do think that was real, because that's the normal struggle that goes on campus every day. But, you know, black women have to go against sexism and racism, and then they get there, and someone is mocking all the Rastafarians who died.
Yeah.
And I have had dreads, and I asked a Rastafarian elder if I could have permission, And he said, why you guan vex me so I got Babylon close it in Amina? And so I cut off my dreads and I burned them as an homage to him.
Wow. Tyrus, I have a feeling you might strangle Miles.
You made that up.
Made up that he had Babylon closing in on him
you
every
just
day.
spoke Rastafarian about getting a glass of water. That is bad acting as it gets.
Yeah.
I wrestle on TV, so I know a little something about bad acting. And I see it all the time backstage. So I'm like, oh, wow, that's really bad acting. The kid, Goldblum, wherever he is,
yeah.
His hands are shaking because he's nervous and trying to remember his line. She has the script in her hand, and she's reading it to him, and then she's smiling.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, my culture, to coin a phrase my grandmother used to say back in the day, you didn't even have dreads, so how can you be upset? You have an afro and you're wearing European makeup. So
European makeup.
Mean little troll in the back should I hop in there and be like, I'll be taking that makeup. You can't steal my culture.
Yes.
So they were trying to get attention. They got it.
That's
the
true.
America we live in. Bravo. Move on to the next made-up.
Exactly. I have to say, Jessica, that I am playing a role in this because I've talked about this like 3 times this week.
I know, I've seen you. You're so giddy about it every time. I get it. I just don't know. I mean, when there's so much ridiculousness going on in real life, this totally complicates it. Like when you have the chalkening or whatever, which we'll get to, and you have all the safe spaces, and we need to think back. You know, we used to have poop swastikas and stuff, like real issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why we're doing this.
Poop swastika. That was my first band. Yeah. We did a lot of covers of Slayer. Badly. What are you doing, Joe?
It smelled.
Yeah, it really did. It did.
Yeah, I do think this was not a hoax. I think it was performance art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to start a dialogue, which it has. But when people are complaining, and we're seeing a lot more of this on college campuses about cultural appropriation. Well, when you're speaking in terms of fashion, art, performance, music, all of that is appropriation because we're all taking from each other to create new forms of art. So
my polka rap band.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was called the Penn Dutch Phallus Experience. I'm not sure. Boy, I really buried myself in that one. Kat, your hair isn't real. Is this video real?
I don't know. Either it's real and she's really that upset about the hair and I don't want to be alive anymore, or it's fake, which means people are thinking that hair is so important that we need to make hoax assault films, and I don't want to be alive anymore then either. So I don't know. Jesus, take the wheel.
All right, when we come back, a story so explosive we've evacuated the building, as well as my pants. But first, should we be giving criminals money not to commit more crimes? No. I guess I spoiled that story. Sorry, force of habit.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like to be part of our studio audience, email Greg Kicks at foxnews.com.
See, that was Helena Bonham Carter in a handbasket, because things are going to Helena handbasket. They're not all winners. Cities across the country are moving to copy a program in Richmond, California, where criminals are paid not to kill. One thug released from prison earns as much as $1,000 a month not to commit another gun crime. City leaders credit the program with cutting the city's homicide rate. Now, officials in Miami, Toledo, which is in Ohio, and D.C. are studying ways to duplicate this asinine way to spend tax dollars. Meanwhile, a German rail service is rolling out women-only train cars after those sexual attacks against women in the city of Cologne. Yes, rather than boot the migrants out, just segregate. After all, what if such violence is part of a rich fabric of their cultural heritage? But I guess it doesn't matter, because it's all going to Helena handbasket. All right. You like, Jessica, you like this idea of paying criminals not to, like, kill you, That's extortion. That's what the mafia does.
It's a lot cheaper than them going back to jail or losing other lives. Richmond did this. 84 of 88 people who were on the path, they said, to committing further murders didn't.
All right, then pay me. Pay me not to wear. Pay me to wear pants.
I don't think that's the way that works.
No, but I'm expected to wear pants. But like you're expected to abide by the law.
Greg, you would get fired if you had no pants on right now. So you are getting paid to wear pants.
That's true. That's actually, Miles has a good point.
And you know how much welfare is? Welfare is like $400 a month. You can't live on that. You need more money to not commit crimes. I think this is a great way. And plus, the rich have been getting rich off prisons for how long now? They should have to pay back to some of these prisoners that are making them rich.
Isn't life a prison?
Right now, yeah.
This
White
totally
male life.
feels like it.
Thank you. I'm actually for this if they expand it.
Yeah.
Like, pay my girlfriend not to cheat on me. Pay my brother not to borrow money and not pay it back. Pay my computer to delete my computer history. If you do include those type of things and pay everybody not to do things, I'm with it. But killing somebody, they're going to do it regardless.
Yeah, they are.
I'm totally against. I don't understand incentivizing, someone not to commit crimes. You should be using that money and investing it in inner city communities, youth development programs. We need to make sure that we're setting young people up for success so that they don't fall into sort of the same routine as their friends and their family members.
But these are people, at least how I understood the program, who are already awful. I mean, we're not starting.
They're a lost cause.
No. So give them money.
So if I act a fool right now and start hitting everybody and this, I wouldn't give me $10 and I'm gonna sock somebody up. I'll pay.
There's 500 people in the audience. $10, that's $5,000.
I'm good.
And
no one gets hit.
Yeah, no one gets hit.
That'll get them through dinner.
But that's the mob that would show up. Kat, they'd show up at a store and they'd go, hey, you want some protection? We can protect you. But it'd be a shame if you don't get our protection because then I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, this is an awful program.
What if the check's late?
It's awful. No, $1,000 a month is not a living wage. Okay, they're only getting $1,000 a month to not kill people. I see no mention of health insurance.
Yeah.
Nothing for child care. They're out to a long hard day of not killing people. Who's taking care of the kids? What about? There's it's really inhumane that they're paying them only $1,000 a month for not killing people. Bernie 2016.
Yes. All right. Still to come, my colonoscopy, but that's 6 months away. I can't wait. But first, what advice did the State Department have for spring breakers? No clue, but here's some gratuitous spring break video. You're welcome, fans of gratuitous spring break video. That was hard to say. Beautiful. They hope to save lives. It was part of a campaign called Spring Breaking Badly, aimed at preventing Americans from becoming victims while traveling abroad. But it only ended with the State Department apologizing. Why? After tweeting this travel warning, quote, not a 10 in the U.S., then not a 10 overseas. Beware of being lured into buying expensive drinks or worse, being robbed. Now, as an 11, this tweet doesn't apply to me. But I can see how it could be offensive to some. All right, Tyrus, is this offensive because it's wrong or it's true?
It's honest.
Yes.
And for those of us who've seen, one of your buddies who's a 6.5 on a good day, and all of a sudden this 10 woman's talking to 2 even maybe in some cases.
2 women,
and buying them drinks. It's got kidnapping written all over it. So I think you can take the story we just talked about and this story and put it together.
Yes.
Are you a 5 or 6 and looking for fun? Come to Germany, hop on a train where you'll be molested by exotic men. Where you'll be attended and put it all together.
I think that men know exactly what's happened. They're like, well, I might get, kidnapped. And I'm fine with that. It's a vacation.
No, it's not.
It's a vacation.
I would never
don't have to justify my actions.
It's not.
It's not going anywhere.
I have examples of this, Jessica. People that have been at bars, like they're divorced, they're maybe 50, and they can't judge what they are. They don't know what the number is.
We were just talking about this. I I don't know. I think there's a range. I think you can't know your precise number. I think you're within 2 or 3 because it's all. Some people like brunettes, some like blondes.
So like a 6 could be a blonde 6 could be a 10 for and I'm talking any gender, by the way.
Yeah.
Save your letters.
No gender, actually.
Actually, nobody writes
because it's just
anymore.
on a spectrum, right?
Yeah,
it's just they.
Yes, it's just they. Miles, do you think the idea of a rating system should be banned, like Band-Aids?
I know, like, when I go out, as a socialist, I actually prefer 4s because I feel like 8s are already getting enough attention, and I would rather use some of my sexual prowess on an overweight, hideous woman.
The 4s.
You are terrible.
Yeah.
You are so. Okay, I'm trying to pull the positivity out of this, which is that
it's about
redistribution.
To those less fortunate, redistribute, because I'm like a 7.8, so I should take that extra beauty and spend it on a 4.
Where are you a 7.8?
Oh, come on. Go to hotornot.com. What is this?
Kat, say something that doesn't get me into trouble.
I'm beautiful. And I also have but it's mostly my like exuberant personality that people are into.
Yes.
So I always know if people are paying attention to me, they mean everything they say, and they're not just trying to get something from me.
Oh, well, that's really stupid of you to think that. By the way, this rating system, it's okay. As you get older as a male, you can't let go of what number you were. If you're between the ages of 18 to 25, you better be an 8 because it's all biological. There's no it's nature making you good looking.
But there's a money factor and a power factor, right? As you get older.
It's a woman thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot. A 10 has to do with how much money you make.
It does.
Oh, okay,
There is a new study out that says women prefer men who have money, men prefer
You
women
don't need
who
to
are
study
skinny.
that. Just step outside. You see that. You see an ugly-ass dude in the Benz with a hot chick and a broke, good-looking dude alone. Because he don't have money.
Yeah.
Bunch of moneyists. Sick.
Well, I think he put you in your place. And nothing, there's not, I don't mean the kitchen.
There's no place, you did it.
Yeah, the place could be the White House.
My place is the bar.
That's true. You have lowered it. Don't go anywhere. Up next, I go into the audience and ask them questions. To my knowledge, it's never been done before in the history of late night. You won't see this kind of groundbreaking TV on Special Report. Stick around. Great music. All right, it's time for parting gifts. That's where lucky audience members will gain a memento from my office for their Greg Gutfeld shrine. Here we go. All right, so the first question, I'm going to go to you, young lady. What's your name?
Belzy Hale.
You gave the full name. That's interesting. You can look her up. All right. What is your real name?
Noel.
All right. You can still look her up. All right. What is the name of everyone's favorite sitcom starring a wacky presidential candidate? That's from tonight. Bernie Sanders' House of Horrors, Hillary Sneezes' Green Pieces, or That's My Trump?
That's my Trump.
Congratulations, you win. All right. Stop clapping, please. There's a theme to these prizes. They all come from the show involving a famous person who had used it. Let's give her what? Here you go. You know what you won? This is the chalk that Kat and Joe used in the segment out on the street.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe if they're nice, which they aren't nice, they will sign it. All right, you can have the question too. Now leave me alone. All right. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason, nice to meet you. Not really, but anyway. All right. Whom did the creepy robot in this show resemble? A, Greg's summer camp counselor, B, Ted Cruz, or C, Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson.
These are so easy. Much like Jason. All right. What are we going to give Jason? All right. So, do you know what this is from?
I don't.
Oh, wait till you put it on. I found that in the Port Authority restroom. And it wasn't empty. So, no, that was what Bill Hemmer wore in one of our early episodes when he dropped me off for work. So you just put on something that Hemmer also put on his beautiful head.
Hemorrhoid.
Yeah, hemorrhoid. Nice stuff. Hire that guy. Okay. Last quote. Here, you can keep that too. Last question. What's your name, sir?
Blaze.
Blaze. Yes, must be an adult film star. All right, I'll shut up. Okay. At what place of higher education did the Dreadlocks controversy take place? Was it Trump University? Very clever. SF State, San Francisco State, or UC Berkeley?
San Francisco State.
Very good. Very good. You might have won. You might have won the best prize of all. This is the game, Candyland. Here you go. This is the game that I played with Rob O'Neill on our first episode. And Rob O'Neill, as you know, is the person who killed bin Laden. And that's the actual game that he used to show me how he killed bin Laden. That, I'm telling you, so when you're old and you got kids and that's there and people go, why the hell do you have a Candyland game? Are you some kind of weird pervert? You go, look, freak. The guy who killed bin Laden played with that. Pretty good, huh?
Yep.
Boy, articulate. All right. We gotta go. I want to thank Tyrus, Jessica Tarlov, Miles McInnes, Joanne, Katherine, Tom Shalhoub. I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I love you, America.